Hi, it's Beezy, and I'm doing the second part of my update for today, which is, gosh, 5/10/2022. So what I was talking about is that over the last day and a half, pretty much last 36, maybe 40 hours, I was nudged, I was asked to choose, to look at my flow, look at my perception, look at my perspective, look at my choice points on what I wanted to be and do, but how I wanted to go forward. And part of that was because what I had moved from was, hey, working, all the time. Then the transition to leave that job and, as I said before, and teach others how to do the job. So it would have been 4 to take over for me and move out of the house, all that kind of stuff. Then, okay, now I'm on the road. Yay! And so I'm in that in-between stage at the cabin, which was lovely that I created that through my friend and the universe helping me. And that was a kind of an unwinding, folding stage and got me a little bit situated. And then moving, and now I'm going to be camping, and that got me indoctrinated in how to do things in the right effective way, and started to be flow because of all the rain setting up, and then the rain and the 34-degree weather, and then the 35-degree weather, and then the hot 37-degree weather for never having camped. So today's Tuesday. So on Sunday morning early, I thought, I've got to shift something. And when I was asked by my soul, would I look at that, I said, yeah, you bet. Tell me, show me, ask me, whatever. Because the way I have the tent set up, there's one end is where Rose's daytime tent is. It's a screened-in enclosure that I can put towels around. And then I have a folding table where the office is. And then at night I lay the bed down, which is just a single bed, 24 inches, 25 inches wide. And and then at the other end is, kind of like the wardrobe, little cloth bag and some supplies and dogs' supplies that they need for the food, a pantry box and that kind of stuff. And so what's seemingly, a roomy tent, once you get 2 dogs, a person, and a cat, and their accoutrements and different stuff in there. And lots of bags, just because it's easier to pack it and stuff it where I needed to in the truck and fit it in and find it. And I knew I had things, but I couldn't find them, and it was taking forever to find that. So anyways, I thought, I'm just existing in a tent. I'm not living in a tent. And what I choose, although I choose not to live in a tent, I choose to live my life. And I choose to have consciously changed my life. So living it, which is why I changed it, because I wasn't being able to have a life and live, would be really beneficial. So how can I do that? How can I be where I am and enjoy being with my friends, Tom and Barbara, and in this, as agreed upon originally, the first month here until June 6th, and get in a flow, develop my business, be inspired, become rested, detox and heal from the last 7 years. And how do I live? So that every day I wake up and go, what do I want to do today? How do I want to approach my work today? How do I want to approach being of service today? How do I want to approach having me at the top of the list and having fun today? And, flow in the flow with what comes up. All good questions. And really, for the most part, hadn't been doing that. I had been as intellectual exercise, but I wasn't being and doing it. So I thought, well, the first thing I need to do Sorry, I'm on the edge of a mountain and things are tumbling down. First thing I needed to do was to come up with a flow of shifting how I've laid out the tent inside, shifting how everything that was packed in the truck is repacked so that I can access it, have kind of a pantry with some foodstuffs and stuff in the back of the truck, but I don't only need a few things at first in the front, in the tent, and I have the camping refrigerator in there and all in the tent stuff. So that was my first thing. Piece of cake, right? Except that the truck has a lot of stuff in it. It's all packed in and it's hard to see. I remember what's in there, but where was the spot and where is it packed and how do I get to it and not have everything fall down and crash and all that kind of stuff. So I spent most of Sunday doing that. And I had the dogs on long lines outside the truck so they could talk to the other dogs that are in the compound, but they wouldn't wander off and I could keep an eye on it because where I was in the truck rearranging this, I was stuck most of the day. I only had a few inches in which to move and I had blocked my exit because I was trying to sort things and rearranging it. And so a seemingly simple task, because it's after all only the bed of a short bed, you know, F-150 Super Crew. How big could it be? How much stuff could you possibly have in there? So I did all of that and I felt like I'd run miles because I'm all bent over the whole time I'm doing it. Anyways, it was very exciting. It was very exciting because I could now begin to see how I could set things up and have a life at this moment when I'm living in my truck and a tent with my friends on a compound where they rent a space from and I'm renting a space from too. And that was cosmically delicious because I could feel a sea change. I had made the shift from leaving something, not liking something, really wanting something that hadn't shown up yet, and being neutral, positive and neutral about it, but in some instances, in all honesty, step right into not being happy with it and doing something that for 58 and a half years I hadn't done on a full-time basis because I didn't choose to, was camping. So now I could begin to feel, aha, I can do this and I can deal with the rain, or at least how to be smart about negotiating in the rain and having sopping clothes in a tiny tent and sopping dogs and clean those up and not look like Pigpen on on the Snoopy cartoons and do that. And I knew I had in a physical, I knew I could feel it in my energetics, I knew I could feel it in my vibe, I could see it in my face and in my laugh, and I was happy and starting to get more and more so. But I knew that I had made that shift when I was looking through one of the bags inside the milk crate and I pulled it out, my sign. And I'll show it later once I get it hung up. But it's just it's a small wooden sign I made, hand painted in, and it says love. And in the center of the O for the love is a paw print instead. And you've seen it if you looked at the New Earth community porch images I had for those when I was doing them, and we're still going to do them. And there's more information coming about that. But I thought I'm going to put this little sign. It's simple, easy to hang, easy to store, up. So wherever I am, that's my welcome sign. That's my love sign. That's my come on in and let's connect sign. And that really, in a linear way, tangible way, solidified it that now I had stepped into the choice point of living this new life that in this moment happens to be out of a tent and the truck and traveling, and in this first part of that stop in this compound with these other people and these wonderful friends of mine. And I was very excited about that. And there were a couple other tangible changes that I made like that as well that really set things going. And then another change that I made, and again in a tangible way, was to be able, and it's very interesting, this is why I so enjoy the energetic of the locals.com community, because in what I was looking for the business and expanding that in a way to facilitate what I want to do so that I can have experiential things with people and workshops and all sorts of things and create content and be of service and having fun, because inspiration and creating just for cool stuff to create is fun for me. So in being able to get that going and really see what's behind it and the energetic behind it, it's totally new energetic, and to have my energetic meet that and my imagination meet that and my being able to say, well, they may do things for this reason, but I could see using it for this and this and this, and all sorts of play ideas came in. And so that I spent the latter half of, well, from probably 4 until midnight doing in livinglifeinhd.locals.com, building that out so that I could get that out and ready. And that was very exciting. And then to have had the welcome video and have that all go live. I guess that went live Saturday night, and that's precipitated this. But anyways, I get mixed up because I don't, time was not a big thing, but now it's like, what was that? So those two things were very helpful in bringing into a balance of full-on energetics and full-on multidimensional and full-on linear. And now, like I said, the thing that's very, very exciting and very important to me is that balance between the two. Because I'm not flying off to the ethers. I'm here, I agreed to, I chose to be here and be all of me in a physical body and have all my magical capabilities right here as I walk on Gaia and play with Gaia and all here. So that was very exciting to have that part. And then to start to, I haven't gotten there yet, but to start to play with the things that I want to do to streamline and enhance the Living Life in HD website. And in addition to all that, which is very exciting, and I'll only mention a little here, because that's all I can mention right this moment, is this project mission that I'm working on right now. And that is, again, it has the two beings who are doing this, it has what our heart's desire is, and part of that is hugely related to being of service. Bring that forward, but what we're bringing forward is something that will punch through the inertia of what you see going on out there, particularly related to financial slavery system, which has been my focus for decades, and bring that this doing that we're doing, bring it forward in a way that again is working in that balance. So the balance between the multidimensional and the physicality, and bring it from the old and transformation of the old into a completely, just like this body is transforming from the old carbon-based and just a linear being, bringing all of me into it, meeting my physicality, and a new thing, a completely new third aspect is born, a new, completely new being. And that is what this op involves, is taking the old, transforming it, transmuting that, and using it as simply the shell of an infrastructure to bring the new, which is totally new, online, but with familiarity in the good sense of what's coming forward. So those three things, again, in a lovely, rhythmic, syncopated trinity of choosing to step into this new life, actually, not just intellectually, actually, and live it. And the lovelihood and building that out, inspiring that out, playing with it out, seeing, feeling, starting to linearly experience the possibilities and the affirmation of that starting to come through. So they don't have to go back into the old and get an old job. I can create my own in various ways. And answering the call to do this next phase. So very exciting. And that at this moment is my update. And I'm so glad you're here. And if you aren't already watching this on livinglifeinhd.locals.com, then I hope you'll go on over and see that. And please become a member, which is the free part of that. And I'd love you to, if you find value and want to join the journey and create and come play and co-create and build a community that we really, really want and are so excited to be a part of, I'd love to have you do that. I love you.